Welcome to Shadowspeak. I remember the first time I heard about Room 318. It was during a late-night conversation with my friends, laughing at urban legends, when Luke dared us to visit a place everyone said was haunted. The hotel had been abandoned for years, yet it still had that eerie reputation. They said that if you dared to say her name 3 times in front of a mirror, Bloody Mary would come for you. But we all laughed it off. I didn't believe it, not for a second. That night, we arrived at the hotel, dimly lit, full of decaying walls and a long-forgotten smell in the air. It felt like the kind of place you'd only hear about in ghost stories, but I was still excited, even though I was skeptical. As soon as we stepped into the lobby, the hotel manager gave us a strange look, his voice low when he handed over the key to room 318. He warned us to leave before midnight, but we all brushed it off as a joke. We were there to prove the legend wrong. Room 318 was even worse than I imagined. The walls were cracked, the bed dusty, but it was the mirror that caught my attention. Old, tarnished, and framed in dark wood, it looked like something that didn't belong in this time. The shadows it cast made the room colder than it already was, but none of us thought much of it. We were there for one thing, the Bloody Mary ritual. Luke dared us. "Come on, Emma. You first," he said with a grin. I stared at the mirror, feeling the weight of the moment. I tried to brush away the unease building in my chest. It was just a stupid game, right? Bloody Mary, I whispered. The others joined in and we all repeated the name 3 times. At first, nothing happened, but then the air grew cold, colder than I've ever felt. The lights flickered above us, and then I heard it, a voice, soft, almost like a whisper at first, but it was there. "You summoned me." My heart dropped. My breath hitched in my throat as I stared at the mirror, my reflection staring back at me. And then something twisted. Blood began to drip from the edges, soaking into the wood around the glass. And that's when it happened. A figure, so grotesque, blood-soaked and twisted, emerged from the reflection. I froze, unable to move. The woman reached out with clawed hands, her mouth wide open in a silent scream. She wasn't just a reflection anymore. She was real, and she was coming for us. The lights went out, plunging the room into darkness. Panic hit me. We rushed for the door, but it was locked, the handle refusing to turn. Jake was shouting at the door, trying to force it open, but something worse was happening. The temperature dropped, the room shaking as if something was alive beneath the walls. I could hear them now, the screams of my friends as they were dragged away one by one. Emma, gone. Luke. And then it was just me and Sarah, alone in the darkness. I turned to her, but her face was pale with fear, and I knew it was too late for both of us. I reached for the door again, but I couldn't get it to open. That's when I saw her reflection again in the shattered mirror. She was coming through, her eyes locked onto mine, filled with fury, and for a moment I thought I was going to die in that room. The horror I felt, it was unlike anything I'd ever known. I shoved Sarah toward the mirror, trying to push her out of the way. "Run!" I screamed, but it was too late. The last thing I saw was her face, twisted with rage, as she reached out toward me. Tagline: "Some legends aren't just stories. They're waiting to be real."